Hey, it's Dr. Glenn Livingston, author of Never Binge Again, the Amazon bestseller, here to help you defeat your worst cravings so you can lose weight and accomplish all your health, fitness, and personal goals faster without driving yourself crazy. What I believe is that overeating is not a disease. It's not something over which we are powerless. I do not believe that we have irresistible impulses. I believe that what's happened is that big food, big advertising, and big addiction treatment have kind of conspired to create a hijacking of your healthy appetites. I believe we have healthy appetites that have been misdirected by industrial profiteers. Society says we should strive for progress and not perfection, and I believe that's a nice attitude after we make a mistake so that we can analyze things and be kind to ourselves and get up and aim at the bullseye again. But when you are aiming at the bullseye, I believe we need to commit with perfection. I believe the psychology of winning shows that people have to visualize the arrow going into the target before they even let go of the arrow. I believe that winners purge their minds of doubt and distraction and insecurity, and they do that by committing with perfection, even though there's a part of them that knows that they will forgive themselves with dignity. Society says that we should follow guidelines and not rules, but I think we should follow rules and not guidelines. A guideline is something like I will eat healthy 80% of the time, the other 20% I'll do whatever I want to. A rule would be something like I never eat chocolate Monday through Friday. Well, the reason those are so different, and I believe the rule is more powerful, is that a guideline requires you to use your willpower at every food decision. You're constantly making food decisions, and all the research says that food decisions fatigue your willpower. Willpower is not like an on and off switch. It's more like gas in the tank that runs out with food decisions. That's why so many people have the best laid plans in the morning and make so many mistakes when they get to the end of the day sitting by the refrigerator. So I say rules, not guidelines. Society says guidelines, not rules. Society says that when our willpower runs out, we need to create dependencies and accountability on sponsors and accountability buddies, etc. I believe we should rely on character statements instead, because character trumps willpower, and we're already doing it without even knowing it. If you walk into a diner and there's a $20 bill on the table because the waitress has not seen her tip and she says she'll be right back, she's got to get you the menus, you're not going to take that $20 bill, even if there's nobody up front, there's no video camera, no possibility that anybody would see you. The reason you're not going to take that, most people would tell me, is because you're not a thief. As a matter of character, you've made decisions about what to do with tempting behavior in a variety of situations because of the kind of person that you're committed to be. You can do that with food also. You can say, I'm just the kind of person who doesn't eat chocolate during the week. Or I'm becoming the kind of person that doesn't eat chocolate during the week. You can make statements of character and build your food character consciously and purposely, just like you have with the rest of your life. Society says that if you overdo it, you must have a disease, you can't control yourself. I believe that we shouldn't purge our minds of all guilt and shame, just like we shouldn't purge our physicality of the ability to feel a certain amount of pain if we touch a hot stove. It gets your attention. It gets you to pay attention to what you need to fix in order not to touch the hot stove again. Now, by the same token, you don't want to say, oh, I'm a pathetic, compulsive hot stove toucher. I'm never going to get this right. I'm just a horrible person, and therefore I should put my whole hand on the stove. You don't want to get overly involved with the guilt and the shame because that just makes you feel too weak to resist the next binge. What you want to do is feel a small amount of guilt and shame, a little bit of pain, just to get your attention and figure out how you can aim better next time. Society says you should never say never always. It's impossible to say never. But I think we always have to say never always because I think that our lizard brains are kind of like 2-year-olds, and you would tell a 2-year-old, look, you can never, ever, ever cross the street without holding daddy's hand because you don't want that 2-year-old distracted by the possibility of darting out into the street or even having the thought. But you know that when that 2-year-old is older, you're going to change the rules. You're going to teach them how to look both ways and go across the street. It's the same way with our inner food demons or our lizard brains. We need to present our food plans and food rules to them as if they were set in stone, even though we know that we can change them later with some forethought and consideration, not just on impulse. As you might guess, I'm talking about separating your human identity from the lizard brain. I actually give mine a name. I call it the pig. And the lizard brain doesn't really know love. It knows eat, mate, or kill. That's what the lizard brain knows. Everything we think of as human really lives in the upper parts of our brains. Long-term goals and creativity and music and art and love and relationships and aspirations and strategic thinking. It's all in the upper part of the brain. And that's why you can't really love yourself then at the moment of impulse, because these addictive substances, these addictive foods, they target the lizard brain. And it's more like you're the alpha wolf who's taking control of the pack. And if a lesser wolf challenges you for leadership, what the alpha wolf does is snarl and growl and basically tell the lesser wolf, look, step out of line and I'll kill you. Get back in line. Now, you can't actually physically damage your you can't do physical damage to your lizard brain because you need it to survive, but that's the attitude that you need to have, is the intent to kill. This is why attempting to love yourself thin might not only be futile, but actually fuels the addiction. I want you to love yourselves, but it doesn't have anything to do with overcoming your overeating, in my opinion. So the basic technique is to name your lizard brain. I call mine my inner pig. You don't have to call it a pig, you can call it something else, as long as it's not a cute animal. And then you define clear rules so you can distinguish personal pig slop from personal healthy food. You can also do it for behaviors. You declare yourself 100% confident you'll never binge again, you'll never eat pig slop again. You assign all doubt and insecurity, call it pig squeal, to your lizard brain so you can focus on the goal. At the moment of impulse, when you feel a craving, you say, that's pig slop. I don't want that. My pig does. I don't eat pig slop, and I don't let farm animals tell me what to do. If you make a mistake, you get up and you do it again like a professional archer aiming at the bullseye. You have to get better if you keep getting up and aiming again. And this is all kind of packaged up into a very structured approach, and I have a series of coaches who are able to do this with you. The goal of a session is to provide a dramatic shift in your enthusiasm, optimism, and belief in your ability to control what you put in your mouth in just one session. I personally have trained hundreds of coaches over the course of my career, and more recently have been training and certifying them very specifically in the Never Binge Again method. Every Never Binge Again coach has gone through a rigorous training and testing process, has agreed to abide by our ethical standard and code of conduct. They have access to hundreds of hours of supervision, including weekly contact with me personally. They've taken both a written and oral test to prove their abilities, and they know why the coaching is better than the book alone. With the coaching, you can accomplish your goals faster, get a food plan that's more customized to your specific needs, overcome a lot of the more common pig squeals much more quickly. Really, coaching is no comparison to the book alone, although you can overcome things with the book alone by itself. So please contact your certified professional Never Binge Again coach below for a consultation today. Most of them will offer it for free if they have time available, just the first session. And you can make an awful lot of progress in that one session. So use the phone number or contact information below to contact your certified professional Never Binge Again coach for a consultation today. Thank you.